Donald Trump is a master of telling not truth, let's put it that way, of deception, of lies. And he said it to us a few years ago when he said he could murder someone on Fifth Avenue and nothing would happen to him. He's taking it now to such an extreme, putting our country in danger. He's the extremist threat. And I'll just tell you, since January, 67% of our country in a recent poll believe that our democracy is in danger. And that's up 9 points. When we have our leaders in the Senate, our Republican leaders, go over to the dark side, to the MAGA side, and they talk about violence in the streets. They talk about IRS agents going into our small businesses with AK-47s. I fear for our country, and I believe, well, I was there when Joe Biden gave his speech outside Independence Hall, and you could feel the gravity and the importance of the moment. And many of us, and I think the 67% of our country, believe it was time that we call out the MAGA supporters, the liars and the cheaters for what they are. And I don't know why Donald Trump took thousands of documents against the law to his country club. I don't know if it was laziness or it was convenience. I don't know what it was, but it's wrong. So he ignores the rule of law.
But we've got the midterm elections coming up. Do you sound as if you're confident that you think the tide has turned and that Democrats, unusually for a midterm election, might have some hopes of doing quite well?
Well, Adam, I think the tide is turning. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to turn this back. But all I can do is reference just last week, a woman, Democrat, Mary Patola, won congressional seat in Alaska, beating a former governor, Sarah Palin, former vice presidential nominee, Sarah Palin, and Trump supported Sarah Palin. So I think while these are individual snapshots and all these races differ, I think we see a turn in the tide a little bit. But, elections are about persuasion and turnout. And I do believe that there are a lot of folks, particularly Democrats, that are going to turn out. There was a button I just saw recently that someone was wearing that said, "Not just mad, organized." And I think they're mad and they're organized, both. And I think it's going to turn. But I'll tell you this, Adam, Republicans only have to win 4 seats to get a majority, and that's out of 435. And the Democrats, unfortunately, have 14 open seats, and there are roughly 30 vulnerable Democratic House incumbents. So the odds of us the Democrats retaining power in the House is pretty slim, but things can happen. We still have, 10 weeks until the election? Lots of things can happen in that time. And the Supreme Court helped move these along, make women so fearful of making their own choices for their bodies.
And as you said, we're going to have a new prime minister here. It's probably going to be Liz Truss. What are your expectations of that for, hackneyed phrase, I know, but the special relationship?
Well, I think we do have a very special relationship, and I'm very hopeful. I'm kind of like my former boss, Joe Biden. I have great hope for the future. I think we'll get along well. We'll all work together collectively. And I think it's also very important to remember that we all have to fight this war in Ukraine. And I have great hope that will happen.
She does look, though, as if she's, if anything, going to turn up the temperature on the Irish protocol and try and break that agreement which the UK entered into with the EU. That would not go down well with Joe Biden, would it?
Well, probably not. But, we have so many things right now we're worrying about in our own country. We all have difficulties. But one thing I will say about our country right now in the midterms, for the last 80 days, gasoline prices have gone down. We've had a pretty good jobs report. Inflation seems to be slowing. We've passed climate control legislation. We passed the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act. I think we have some good things starting to move in our country. And I'm hopeful that we will move forward, as will the UK.